Would you settle into your mat? You're going to think about sitting upright and then curl the tail up, start to drape your spine down, low back, mid back, and end up pulling the roller across sort of near the base of the rib cage, the tip of the shoulder blade somewhere in there. And here we sort of scallop the body like a hammock, so the tail is up, the chest is forward, and your upper curl, elbows pulled down in as you look down your midline at your navel. And the feet could be about 4 to 5 inches apart, so are the knees. And now here, let's start to arch back. So bring your gaze across the floor, up the wall to the ceiling. And then let your head be supported by your hands. Thumbs at the base of the skull, at the occipital ridge. Fingers around the curve of the skull, and the elbows can drop down. Like feel that pull across your pecs, across your chest. And now to come up, tip your head up using your hands. Pull the elbows forward and down, and then lift the head, round your back into that upper curl. At the same time, the tail is lifting, so your spine is curved into flexion, but at both ends. Then we're going to arch back. The tail starts to rock towards the ground and point towards the floor as you take the body into extension here. Let the head be supported so that you feel the length, the stretch at the front of the throat. And the weight of the head is sufficient to feel that stretch, but not so much that you feel worried about your neck. And then you tip the head up. Come forward, you're still using your throat, you're still using that rectus line, jaw to tail. Tighten that line up, and then start to release it as the tail goes down, as the gaze lifts, as the shoulders fold back behind this roller. Be sure the roller is where you want it. If you want more extension, the roller comes towards your waist, but stays on the rib cage. If you want less, it moves towards your shoulders. So lift to pull up on the exhale. We're going to exhale into flexion. Elbows narrow in to broaden the shoulder blades on your back and allow the ribs to fall back in a deeper curve. And then as we go back into extension, you're going to stretch the front line, the tail sinks, the collarbones expand as the elbows fall, and the blades knit together behind you on the roller. Once more, exhale, come up. Pull the elbows in and down, and lift the head up at the same time to feel the extra stretch in the back of your neck in the thoracic spine as well. And then let's come a little bit back towards center, rotating to the right, and lift the left shoulder blade up and spiral the rib cage, spiral the spine so that you're really thinking of your chest parallel to the wall. And then come back across to the other side. Nice twist here. Extra weight in the opposite hip, in the opposite foot. And let's roll back again, one more of these twists. And last one here to the left. We'll come back to center, maybe pull the roller in and slip back a little bit, release tension. Now support your head, we're going to bridge up and then do a little massage here across the scapula. So the knees go forward, the head drops down, you roll to the top of the shoulders, but not the neck. And then you pick your head up, that gives you more impression, the weight into the roller. As you push off your legs, you come to the base of the ribs and no further. And then the knees lift, the hips lift, use your glutes. Extend into your legs, let the blades get massaged out by the movement of the roller, by the movement of your body over the roller. The head hangs back, still supported by your hands. And then again, you flare the elbows in as you come forward into flexion. The roller moves towards the base of the ribs to 10 to 12. And then the hips go up. Shoulder blades get the deep tissue massage. We're going to look back behind you. Open your eyes wide and look back to where you're going. Go time, rolling here into flexion, upright curl. And then the legs pull you forward. You lift the hips, you drop the head. The elbows widen and sink to the ground so you feel that opening here through the chest. And then come back to the base of the scapula and lower your hips down. Perfect. All right. So coming up to sitting, you take the roller across under your leg. Maybe scooch down a bit so that your shoulder will be still on the mat. And then as you roll back, you can bring the roller with you. And when your head is all the way down, lift your hips and take the roller across under your sacrum. All right, you're holding the roller either across the ends or your hands draped across the top. But in either case, you're bending the elbows a little bit to have a slight drag of the roller towards your armpits. And guys, welcome. And then pull both of these into your chest here. Maybe legs in tabletop sort of position with the shins parallel to the ground. And we're letting the knees fall over to the right as you turn your head easy to the left. The shoulder blades stay down and the ribs on the left get pulled away. Exhale, press the right arm, lift the right hip bone up and across in an arc to the left. So the movement of your pelvic girdle is giving you a massage across the glute, but also tipping the legs in the opposite direction from your gaze. So now the left hip bone gets pulled up by the oblique abdominals. You go across center and then keep lifting the left oblique, the hip bone lifts up and slides the legs over to the right. So you can enjoy that stretch through your waistline, through your hip. Push down into the roller. You come slowly here so you feel the work. If you just throw the legs back and forth with momentum, you'll be working from a more distal point further from center. We're trying to work close to your center into your core here, which is why you're pushing into the arms to feel the upper abdominals. You're picking the left hip up and working those obliques to tip the pelvis to the other side. Meanwhile, getting the massage across the SI joints into the glutes where you might really need them. And try to really press down through your left shoulder here as the knees fall to the right. Give yourself as much rotation as your spine will allow. And then as the knees lift to the center, the gaze comes up too. At this point, we're stretching the legs up to the ceiling, soft point with your feet. And maybe bring both legs back a little bit. Think of reaching out through your sits bones and back with the toes to feel the stretch that you need in your hamstrings. And at this point, lift the heels and then point the toes, rolling through the foot, toe ball heel, elbow toe, letting that work into the calves as they stretch and then engage. Your arms are slightly active too, just enough to prevent the roller from sliding forward away from you. Now go into your self point and let's extend the right leg forward, the left leg back. So moving into your scissor stretch, we'll inhale to slowly switch the legs. They stay in their own plane, about 4 to 5 inches apart, so the feet line up with the hip joint, hip socket, and switch again. Lift the leg towards the ceiling and then let it reach back. Try to keep the knees as straight as you can. They will have a soft bend probably as the bottom leg reaches for the floor and the top leg reaches the end of the hamstring length. But just be sure that you feel that nice stretch in the back of your leg as it comes up and back towards your chest. And then the stretch across the hip and the opposite leg. So they glide forward and back, passing each other at the height of the arcs. And we'll switch one more time. From here, both legs lift to vertical. Exhale, rotate the legs, heels together, toes apart. Leave the left leg up in the air and the right leg slides out to the side and down. It's sliding down the rainbow from the apex down to one side. Now really press through the arm on that side and press through the hip on the opposite side of that lower leg. And then lengthen out through the foot, get extra stretch, exhale, and then drag it up really slowly from the upper inner thigh. You'll feel this in your core again. And now with the right leg vertical, the left leg starts to slowly move out to the side and down the hill. Keep pressing your arm into the roller, keeping the shoulders steady on the mat. Try to keep the pelvis steady on the roller, even though the leg is in the lateral stretch. And then let's bring it all the way up. Tap the feet together, and again, the right leg glides away, downhill. The left hip gets heavier. You push into your arms to be sure that you feel that work in your center. And give yourself a little support here against tipping the pelvis. Exhale and drag the leg up. Take your time. You're working the right side of the pelvic floor and the right upper inner thigh here. Let's tap. And the left leg descends. You can even turn your head away. Stretch that leg open. Exhale and drag it up to the sky. You want to go slowly enough you almost feel it trembling. It's like on the verge of trembling. It's working so hard with the slow movement. Now, from here, bicycle. So we'll keep the legs in parallel. Pull one knee into your chest and the other leg reaches out and down. Try to get the foot almost to the floor if you can. Start bending the knees so the toe slides in as the other leg reaches up and out. So the feet are working here like you're riding an extremely large bicycle. The toes stay about 180 degrees from the other set. And try to stretch and reach out to the center of the foot to really engage the length of the leg as you extend it forward. And then when you stretch the other leg back, try not to bring it forward too soon. So leave the thigh or over your rib cage, over your chest, and then try to push the foot backwards in space instead of pulling the upper leg forward to meet it. So you're looking for the biggest sweep here, the biggest oval in the sky with each leg that you can find. Reach out just a little bit further each time and pull the knee in a little closer each time. Now when you're ready, we're just going to reverse and back pedal. So soft toes go down, skim the floor, lengthen out. And as you lift that leg, the other leg is reaching forward and down and then skating out. Do this in slow motion like you're having a dream. Even though the feet are pointed, it's not a hard point. Think of the toes still being soft like little feathers floating off the ends of your legs. And then we'll bring both legs up to the ceiling. And exhale, bend the knees, lower the feet down with control. You touch the toes, you roll the heel down slowly. All right, lift your hips and rotate the roller to a different place underneath your sacrum. Hold onto it again, and let's slide the right leg forward and the right arm back. So opening up the deep front line on the right side of your torso. The back of the hand to the ground, the palm up. The leg will probably want to rotate externally a little bit, and that's fine, allow that. But just don't let the leg move sideways away from its position on the mat, aligned with the hip bone. I'm going to breathe into this, thinking your inhale, lengthening the body away from the hip bone press. And then exhale, sigh the air out, and let the back of your body melt towards the floor, resting into whatever supports it. Could be the roller, could be the ground. Another breath in. Exhale, breathe out, and let the navel sink slowly, softly towards your spine. We'll bring the arm forward, the leg back in, and now feeling how good that stretch feels on the right side. Let's extend the left leg, and then take the left arm back. If your chest is really tight, the arms go a little wider away from your ears. As the chest opens up, the arms will become more parallel to the neck. But don't force it, go where it feels comfortable for you in your shoulder joint. And let's breathe into this. Of course, if it's too much pull across the hip and too much stretch or too much arch in the low back, you would pull the right knee in to release some of that stretch. But if it feels great, don't worry about it. Just have that foot grounded and be lifted to the ceiling. The other option would be to slightly bend the left knee to take some of the stretch out of that left side. I would just stay here, giving gravity a chance to open up the tightness across the hip, the tightness into your hip extension. All right, from here, let's bring the feet back, lift your hips up, and slide the roller out from under you. We're going to stand up and use the TheraBand to do a little bit of shoulder and neck release here. This is from the Franklin method, and it's called Miss America. But you can also think of it about wearing a sash around the scalp, or anything else like that. So Here we go. We're going to take the center of the band over one of your shoulders, and the edge of the band comes right past the edge of the bone here. That's the acromion of your shoulder blade. So it's almost like a little cap sleeve. And then we're going to take both ends of the band, bring them together on the opposite hip and on the thigh. And you want to have some tension on the strap. It comes across your chest, dilating across your back. Still needs to be a little bit on your top, just slightly off the edge. And then you're going to like jerk up on the band as much as you can, but then push the arm down with the straight wrist. Mine's a little slippery, so I'm going to take it in a loop around my hand and reach down there, right? So from here, the shoulder that has a band on it is going to be lifted up as close to your earlobe as possible. So we're sliding the blade up your back, and then exhale, you reach the arm down, sink it low, and think the arm going further towards the floor. So you really get that feeling of a little stretch through your neck on that side, and then let's pull the shoulder blade up. So lifting it into the pressure of the band, be sure you feel that, and on the release down, the band gives it a little assist to bring it down as low as you can go. Beautiful. Think of your gaze fixed straight ahead. So we don't want to tip the head either towards this lift or away from it. It's really fun to see the whole group of you doing this because you can see like where your normal shoulder position is on one side and watch how this one can go much higher and also much lower. So we don't always realize that we've got that much mobility with the scapula or the shoulder blade because we tend to think of maybe keeping it locked down on our back to hold the shoulders low, which is the opposite of what we want. We want to have a nice fluid relationship between the position of your ribs and the position of your shoulder blades. So here, one more time. Inhale to lift it high. Exhale to sigh the air out and let it sink. From this point, we're going to pull the shoulder blade forward so the hand wraps around towards the front of your thigh, and then pull it back. And then you feel the pull across your chest and the knitting together. That scapula is knitting in towards the spine, so you're engaging your rhomboids or your traps. And then here, or keep the hand low. So we're not trying to lift this and take it up here. We're trying to keep it low, and almost as if your fingers were reaching to the floor, like paintbrushes drawing a semicircle here on the ground. That's it. Keep the torso steady with your gaze. So you're not getting rotation through the spine. You're getting mobilization of the shoulder blade over the rib cage towards and away from your spine. Perfect. Do you feel the stretch in both directions? Yeah, that's what we want. Gentle, not crazy, but it gradually should open up. And so many times we have like tension that's held along the medial edge of the blade, either right at the top where it's the elevator scap, or a little bit further down, where maybe we are always like pulling the shoulders together, trying to stay upright, and overusing the muscles right around to 10 to 12. So now we bring the arm back, bounce it a couple of times here, and now we're doing circles with it. So you're going to inhale, pull it up and then forward, exhale down and then back. So the collarbone is, the collarbones come in really close to the top of the sternum here. The other end comes in and attaches to the top of your scapula. So while you're doing this, you're getting the collarbones to kind of go out of the shape of like a sideways tornado. Right? So they're rolling here inside your body on this side. And make this as generous movement as you can. Feel how that blade is sort of massaging the area here. There's a muscle, the subscapularis, between the shoulder blade, the scapula, and the ribs. It's like a little extra layer of protection. Think about being smooth and sort of oiled by this medium. And then we're going to reverse the circle. Come forward and up, and then back and down. And while you're doing it, maybe give it a mental grade in your mind. Like one being, this is so boring, this is horrible, why am I doing this? I don't understand, there's no benefit to this. I could be doing something else with my abs. Right? 10 being like movement nirvana. And then whatever number you land on, right? Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 7, maybe it's 9, whatever. See if you can make this a better experience for you by saying, my goal is the X number. What would I need to do to have that happen? And often it's just like getting the focus back onto what you're doing and the sensation in your body. Right. And then let the arm hang, shake it out a little bit. And now you can release the band. Just let it slip. And then feel the difference in the two sides. So you might want to turn like the front row to look at the back row and then see if you can see the difference in people's shoulder blades. It's pretty crazy. And particularly look around the neck to see if you see how like one side might be like higher up. You could also maybe feel your collarbones and see if the side you didn't work is like more horizontal, the other side is more slowly downhill. Any of those things could be true. Yep. And you feel a difference? Yeah. And how does your neck feel on the side that you worked? So much better, right? Good. All right, so we're doing the other side because that's only fair. But of course, if you had one side that was super tight and you do this on your own, you could do like right, left, or left, right, left. So you end up doing more on the side that needs it the most. In Pilates, we're always looking for what Pilates is called uniform development. So we want the two sides of the body to be as equally balanced as possible around like a vertical structure, like when you're standing up, right? And so often our daily routine, our daily movements, tighten up one side or make one side stronger than the other. So that's really kind of where we get our ideas about what we're going to focus on and also which side works a little harder to either get stronger or more relaxed or flexible. So be sure that you have some tension here across the top of the shoulder. You know the routine now. And we're just going to start pulling that shoulder blade up, shrug the shoulder, try to kiss your ear with your shoulder, and then let that sink down. And it's going to lift again. And exhale and melt the blade down your back so the finger melt to the floor. Pull it up here. Exhale and sink. And do that again to lift. And exhale and release. And remember, the other arm reach down low to the knuckles because we don't want that shoulder to creep up by the ears again. We work so hard to get it to relax. Just keep it relaxed and push it down through your opposite hand. Number 2, straight wrist, straight elbow on the hand is pushing down. So you might have to adjust the strap and figure that out. It's good. Do a few more. Inhale to the blade come up. Exhale to feel it melt down. Shoulder shrug, and then release. Sometimes when people's shoulder blades are really stuck on their back, we actually take our hands to the scapula and give it a little boost. You can imagine someone behind you taking their hand to your blade and lifting it up, giving it an assist, and then help sliding it downhill. Let's it as high as possible. It's a little higher because I give a little shove from the bottom to lift it, and then the hand descends, giving it some support on the way down. Shrug to bring it up. Exhale, sink it low. And that's smart because you just walked in and do both at the same time. Good. And then once it's all the way down, we're going to roll the shoulder forward and then back, keeping the arm low, the fingers reaching for the floor. Trace that semicircle around your leg, around the foot on the ground here. As the arm goes back, you stretch the collarbone, you stretch the pecs. As it comes forward, you stretch the back and the chest narrows. So no position is inherently wrong. It's just we don't feel stuck in the position to the point where we don't have the mobility we need. Now this way, we're going to circle. So pull the body up, forward, down, and back. Really luxuriating this. You're actually giving your back a massage by doing this movement. The yawn is the biggest compliment to the work you're doing. And then the smile after also is. Because you know when you smile, even when your eyes think of smiling, right? You can feel the whole body like kind of let go, relax, ease some of the tension out of your whole system and the system of everyone around you. We forget how skilled our bodies are picking up body language all around us. And reflecting those back. And then let's lower and reverse. Goes forward, up, back, down, around, and almost scraping your fingers along the floor. Send them low. It's here. One more, remember to breathe. Inhale and exhale for every circle. Now I tell you, breathe. So I trust you guys to breathe. You're all still standing. Okay, and then we can slide this off. Shake out the shoulders. Do you feel like they're in a different place? Yeah. Can you feel how long your neck is, how easy it is now compared to previously? And then, yeah. So now also think equal weight in your heels and the balls of your feet. So that you're not leaning forward. So go ahead and try leaning forward here. So put more weight, like heels very light. And see how that contracts the back. And then if you go back onto your heels, the toes will lift up. You feel the back engage and the abdominals still support you, but then I feel like tension across my hips and into my throat. So we go back and forth a few times. Feel the back engage in the front, release, and then go back and feel the front of the body engage in the back and the opposite. And then you want to come back to center and see that you have equal engagement front and back. And now think of the head floating up and the shoulders melting down. Yeah. Well, it's perfect. Imagine if you stood like this all the time. You can, but you have to think about it, practice that periodically. So that was lovely. We're just going to end with a little bit of arm work here. We're not ending, but ending the work with their band. So let the center of the band hang down a little below your knees. You only want to do this if it feels good in both of your shoulder joints. And if it doesn't, maybe what you do is you pay out the loop a little bit so you don't have as much tension. So what we're doing, we're keeping straight wrists, wrap your hands around the band, bring the band forward and pull it apart. And then you take it overhead. Now, ideally, you practice this in front of the mirror and you would be able to see that your wrists are straight. So try to reach out for your thumbs, think straight wrist, you can maybe see it, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. But now pull this behind you. And ideally, if you're looking in the mirror, the band would be parallel to the ground the whole time. So now, at least down, the loop drops down behind your knees to your calves. The arms are closed and the loop hangs. Now we pull that wide and open, push out into the band, bring it up, around, forward, gives you nice clearance over the head, bring it down, and then bring the hands together. So now the loop is in front and below your knees. And if you feel like it's not enough work here, you don't feel like the muscular action, you tighten up on the band, you choke up. If it's too much for you, just pay it out. If it's perfect, stay here. So we're going to pull it up, open it apart. And just know like these bands are different strengths. So your band may not be the same strength, even if it's the same color. We have a couple different brands in here and these are slightly different. So let's pull this open. Keep the wrist straight as you start going forward around. This is another great one to get mobilization of the shoulder blade and release into the muscles that tend to lock it down. And then feel this as it goes back, like right about here, like it's just stimming it up and down. You can feel how it opens up your pecs and across the front of your shoulders and chest. And then down. One more time, pull out, up, around, forward, and down. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll put this down. Does everyone have a ball? I didn't get one, but I will. Everyone else has one? Sorts. We're going to use this because this really release that a lot of tension in the shoulders. So it would be cool to have you do hundreds right now. Put that all back into your throat. So we're going to use the ball here, sort of at the lower part of the ribs, and maybe getting a sacrum come in. So you'll have a seat back down on your mat. Take the ball behind you. And then we want to find the sweet spot where it gives you support for your best upper arm curl. So you really want to feel, I would say it's a little bit below the bra line here for me. So that I'm really thinking that my head and my neck are almost vertical here. Now you curl the tail up and sink the waist down, and you can support your head with your hands, right? Pull the right knee up. Exhale, pull the left arm up. Squeeze the legs together. It's a little harder to balance here, right? And then just squeeze the legs in. Try to slide the feet a couple inches forward. Get the work into the low abs. And exhale, pull the knees back in towards your chest. And again, so you're balancing on your sacrum. Is that okay for everyone? If you need more padding, we would get that for you. Exhale here, pull it back. Reach forward a bit. And exhale, pull back. Now, is everyone in the place that they're pulling the head and chest a little forward? So you can feel these upper abs working. And then let's do this one more time. Set of 3. Inhale, push it away. Keep the back rounded. You don't want to go into a flat back or an arch back. Pull it back in. Focal point with your eyes. The body may be shaking a little bit because the ball, once you have that kind of postural sway, a little bit of imbalance right to left, it's going to amplify that. Try to pull in with your elbow slightly, pull in with your leg slightly to feel your central axis. And then let's lower the feet down and slide the left leg forward. And then pull the right knee into your chest. Bring it in. All right. We're going to float the left leg up. Do a little bit of the first of the abs here. So push the right shin up into your hands. Keep the curve, so it's an active curve, not just a passive lead into the ball. We switch the legs. One goes forward, one goes back. You push the shin up and the hands down. And let's do that again. So when you do your core work like this, when you're on something unstable, it increases the work. You probably feel it. You're really working into some of the smaller muscles really close to your spine and not necessarily the big show muscles. Right. Really shoots out long, straight out of the hip socket. Pull the other knee in towards your chest. And do that again. And then see if you can add a little bit more upper abs to pull yourself so you're lighter on the ball. Think of the ball expanding up into your body and you try to lift away from it. Everyone feel more in the upper abs this way? It's a lot how you think about it and how much effort you're willing to put into the work, right? Pull both knees in, lower the feet, hands behind the head, arch back to stretch your abs. And then lift your head up into the upper abs, the navel. Pull your left knee in. Try to be on your sacrum, pull your chest forward, pull your right leg in. Now, one hand to each shin. We're gonna lift the arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Oh, that's so hard. And then exhale, pull the legs in. Do it again. Legs extend, arms extend. And bring it back. So the upper ab work, extend, stretch, return. Last one here, reach, and roll forward and up. Okay, so that was a surprise to me too. So, I thought, well, that would be fun to try. So normally we don't try things for the first time with the class, particularly on screen. So hope you all enjoyed it and hope that you got some good work out of it. I did. So let's lay down. We're going to take this under your sacrum to do a little bit of scissors next with this. So be able to do a little bit more balance and core work with this. So you're lay down, bridge up, and take the ball here under the sacrum. Again, you're trying to center yourself, obviously, but the ball, remember, the ball's unstable, obviously. It wants to roll, it wants to pitch you off. But we're going to stay here, arms lengthened at your side. So pull the knees into your chest, lift the feet up to the ceiling. And if you feel like you want a little bit more challenge, you can take the elbows off the ground and just have the fingers to the ground. An intermediate place might be to have the palms and the fingers to the floor. But you figure out like how much support you need from the arms and go there, right? So right leg forward, left leg back, scissor swing. Switch the legs again, they move smoothly here. Now you're gonna be able to tell if your tracking is really aligned. Because if one leg goes out to the side, you're gonna tip to the side. Good. The deep breathing helps. Think of your inhale, expanding the body away from your central axis, and your exhale, leading everything in towards the center. And if all the fingers down are too easy, maybe just choose two. And then one more time, we're gonna lift both legs up to the ceiling. Now, to bring legs apart sideways, like we did earlier, you're gonna want to have probably the whole length of the arm here. So just compare this to doing it on the roller earlier. So we're gonna take both legs apart sideways. And exhale, pull them together. Here you'll be able to tell if you're tracking equidistant from your center line on the way down and also on the way up. Now much harder, leave the left leg in the air, take the right leg out, probably aren't going to go as far as you did earlier. Can you stay on top of the ball? How hard are you working into your right arm? And then bring that right leg up, super slow, tap the feet. Now the left leg is out, the left arm is pushing into the ground. So that connects you to your abdominal wall. Exhale, bring that arm up. And we alternate the legs again. Push into the right arm, take the leg sideways. Exhale, bring it on up. And now the left leg out and down as the left arm really presses the mat. Exhale to lift. All right, so bend your knees. Exhale, lower your feet down, toe to heel, get the whole foot grounded. And just rock your hips a little side to side. Wiggle a little bit on the ball, let it massage your sacrum. And then you'll come back to center. From here, we're picking the right knee up and the left arm up, finger and knee towards the ceiling. The left foot is wide and pressed into the ground. And then we're lowering the hands and the foot down, they land on the mat at the same time. Now the opposite arm and leg, pick up the right arm and the left knee. The fingers and the knee point to the ceiling. Exhale to bring it down. Once more. Again, you can take the elbow off the ground. Just have the palm of the fingertips with the right hand down, and then we lower the arm and the leg down together. The arm is faster than the foot. And then here, left knee, right arm up. Exhale to lower. All right, right knee, left arm up. See if you can hold it there, bring the other arm up. Lower the right arm down, move smoothly, slowly, keep a focal point with your eyes. Exhale, the other arm and leg go down. Balance out your feet, feel that your feet have little suction cups on them. On the right foot as you lift the right arm and the left knee up now. Feel your balance point as you lift the left arm up. The shoulder blade acts as a little tiny arm, holding you there. Lower the left arm down. Exhale, everything else lowers too. Okay. So where are we now? Right knee, left arm, move up. Wide collarbones, the blades sink into the ground as you lift the right arm up. You still want to feel the inside line of your standing leg. Bring the right arm down. And exhale, lower everything else down. So when I said that, feel the inside line of your standing leg. You want to really feel that before we pick up the left foot, you want to feel that there's equal weight on the inside of the right foot and the outside, but also the inside and outside of the thigh. So if you imagine there's a glass brick wall here between your legs, very 70s, you want to press both legs into the wall, firing up the inside line of your thigh, of your leg, of your foot. And then where are we? We're going to pull the left knee up, the right arm up. The right foot is still grounded. Bring the left arm up. Hold the wall with both legs. And then bring the left arm down. And exhale, everything else gets down also. Okay. Let's do one more here. Right knee lifts, left arm lifts. The left foot is grounded on the inside line. Lift the right arm. Bring it down nice and slow and smooth. And then everything else goes to the ground. All right. Now, inhale, pick up your left knee. Hands are grounded. Exhale, pull the right knee in. And then bend your elbows. Take the fingertips together. And then see, can you lift your hands up towards the ceiling. And then slowly pull them back down. Onto the floor. Fantastic. All right, lower the feet down, lift your hips, and then take the ball out. And one of the rewards is when you come out of it, your low back should feel pretty amazing. Stretch here, reach here long. Okay. So let's do, we'll do your basic 5. So roll up. We'll skip hundreds, and we'll do a basic 4. Then a little bit of single leg circles. We'll see how much time we have after that. So bring the arms up to the ceiling and back by your ears. Feel that length from fingertip to hip to soft toes. Bring the arms up, lifting your head, neck, and shoulders. Pull yourself off the ground. Look forward, slide the waist back. Bounce over your legs, pulling the waist back, reaching forward with the head. Feel the blades come around towards the front of the chest. And now stack your spine up, lifting your arms by your ears. Balance on your sits bones, and then look down your nose towards your abs as you curl the tail up. Go back and try to keep the arms higher. As you go back down, they're going to lower a little bit at a time, so you have control of the articulation of your spine into the mat. And then press the arms back behind you, stretch. We're lifting it again. Lift the arms, head, neck, shoulders. Big exhale to pick the ribs up off the ground. The arms are going to lift as you come up to perch on your sits bones, and then suck the waistline back. Dive forward with the head. Take a deep bow. You've earned it. You've all done an amazing job here today doing some different and things that require a lot of focus. So coming on up. Look down as you tuck and start to roll back. Keep reaching out through the fingers, work the spine down, lengthen out through your heels, come down equally on the right and left side, stretch your body long, and one more time. Sit there for, see if you feel that, or if you found that upper curl with the ball being reach your back, and maybe keep that shape as you come forward. Stack your spine up. And then you can lower the arms. Be sure you have your TheraBand here to place it on your right foot. If you have to go, thanks for playing. We still have, I think, a couple of weeks for class before the end of the month, at which point August is vacation, I guess. We're not here. We will be back in September. So put it in your schedule. Come here as often as you can between now and the end of the month. So we can roll back again, pushing out through that both feet. Curve your spine down, and as you come down, lay your head back and lift the right leg up in the air. Pull it back a little bit, get that stretch in the back of your leg, and then soft one up as rounded. We'll take the leg across the body and then go low. Rotate externally as it comes out to the right. The pelvis is rounded, it's heavy, it's in your mind filled with sand or folds it to the ground. Wherever it makes you feel more stable here across the hips. And the leg stretches here to lengthen the muscles on the outside of the pelvic girdle, the outer and inner leg, even the back of the legs, the leg comes up to the ceiling. So where you get the stretch, it's dependent on where the leg is in relationship to the rest of the body and also gravity. Let's come here once more across, short deep inhale, long slow exhale. The longer the exhale is, the more the transverse abdominis fits in. You really feel that tightening up like an inner corset. Now reverse. Right leg goes to the right, the left side is grounded, heavy, and pushing into the ground. Swing the leg across and then all the way up to the ceiling. Come high enough to feel that stretch. And keep lengthening, lengthening out. The bend supports the weight of your leg. Really feel that reach. We've done a lot of very slow, smooth work. Here we're still looking for smooth, but we're picking up the pace a little bit now. And one more, but still finding that stability in the center as you move your limb. And here around to the top, take both ends of the band in your right hand, anchor the elbow down, rotate the leg out to the side. It's an external rotation and you lower it towards the floor without tipping the left hip off the floor. So if you have, pick up the leg a little higher, push the hip bone into the ground, and then try to take the leg lower without tipping the pelvis. That will automatically give you a better stretch to the inner thigh. And now you do a gentle rocking here of your right leg towards the shoulder, towards the armpit, and away. Big exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands to the moon is vertical. And then we're going to cross the leg over. Just gradually peeling the hip off the mat. Look over your extended right arm. The right leg is pulling here, almost perpendicular to the torso if you can. The knee is bent as you need to. But now let's rotate that right leg internally to increase the stretch. Reach out through your sits bone, lengthening the waist. And notice where you're feeling the stretch that you need. We'll unwind on the exhale, coming down from the left shoulder to the right glute to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Give it another little stretch here, pull it in. And then fold the knee into your chest as you take the band off your foot. Hug the knee in. And then release that forward, stretch it long, and shake the foot like that. Still a huge difference, correct, between the right and left leg. Particularly where you feel in your hip maybe. And now let's curl the left leg in. We know we got that right side to lengthen, to feel more relaxed, to become more flexible, to do it on the other side. So you anchor the band into your hand, you lift the leg up toward the ceiling, adjust the band to the tension you need or want, and soft point with the foot. You want to maybe swing your tail a little to the right, because normally when you pull the knee in, the left side then would hip hike up. So we want to keep the two pelvic calves level. And after this nice little stretch, we're going to point and circle the left leg over to the right, go low, out to your left, the right side stays grounded, pull the leg all the way up to the ceiling and reach again. All the way around and up to the top. And reach here. Push forward, drag it around, put all the way up to the ceiling, and do that again. One breath per circle. The shortest inhale possible, the longest exhale possible. So you really get that abdominal wall contraction at the end of the exhalation at the top of the circle. We'll come here all the way up to the top, pause and reverse, out to the side, go low, sweep it across the body, drag it on up, lift it high here and reach again. Think how heavy does that right side have to be to really feel the inner thigh stretch with the left leg, and challenge your ability to reach and lengthen it and lower it down. We'll do one more circle in this direction. And at the top, both ends of the band go into your left hand, the elbow goes to the ground. And you may have your right hand on your hip bone, or you might want to extend the arm out perpendicular to your body. But let's really press the right hip into the floor. You're almost spiraling the hip away from the extended leg. And then do a gentle rocking of that left leg here on the hip. Be careful that that left wrist is not an extension. Keep it slightly flexed so it feels like, so it looks like it's straight. It'll feel like it's flexed, but it'll only be straight probably. And then we pull the leg up slowly. Let the weight of the leg fall deep into the hip joint. Switch hands, and now we cross that left leg over the body. Maybe push the hip bone, press down, get more length in the waist. Bring the leg across the body, spiraling the hip, the waist, part of the rib cage off the ground. The left arm extends out and pull the left leg towards your shoulder. And then rotate that left leg internally to increase the stretch, sliding into your glute, into your back. The heavier the left shoulder blade is, the more you feel this stretch across your chest. And then unwind the body, bring the hip down to lift the leg up. Give it another pull to stretch the hamstring, bend the knee as necessary. And then fold the knee into your chest. Bend to the side, hug the knee in, and then extend that leg forward, shake out both legs, and they should feel like a matched pair again, but an improved matched pair. Good, happy legs, happy feet. So let's lift the arms up and back, big yawn, everybody open to the sky, lift the arms, roll up. Exhale, come forward and fold your knees in for rolling with the ball. Edges of the feet together against your shin, unless this is, an exercise that you haven't spent much time with. It's a little easier to take your hands behind your thighs. So either way, we're going to pull the elbows forward, we're going to pull the waist back in the pelvic tuck and upper curl. Pick up your feet off the ground and find that balance point near the base of your sacrum. And you keep your gaze fixed down so you can never roll onto your head or your neck. Lift the tail and roll to the shoulder blades, flatten the knee. Exhale, forward and up to balance point. Feet are still suspended on the ground, eventually, right? You have to figure out how much energy you need to go back and switch your direction with the breath. Exhale and pull it forward and up. And then back you go, leaning back. Balance on the blades, exhale to lift forward. And a couple more. You should have enough padding under your back that it feels comfortable for you. If not, don't do this, and next time just have more pad. Right? Let's do one last one. By pressing the feet into each other, you firm up the inner thigh line again. And once you're up, we're going to just extend the legs out. Lift your hips a little bit. Swing the tail back behind you so you're perched right on your sits bones. If your back line is tight, you may have to have the knees bent, or you might want to elevate your hips on your roller or your yoga block. Is a little easier. Extend the arms forward like a sleepwalker. Push slightly down with the arms and lift the chest, lift the halo. And then look down your nose. Picture a butterfly lands on the tip of your nose. You look at it. And then the weight of your head brings you forward, out, and over. So the head moves the neck and the upper back, the mid back, the low back. Reach your hands towards your feet. Maybe hold on to your ankles, your shins, the toes, whatever you can reach. And then pull your waist back away from it as you push your heels forward. Again, the shoulder blades are sliding wide on your back. The head hangs low. Release your hands. Step your spine up on top of your sits bones, bottom to top. You're zipping your back up a wall. Sit tall here, collarbones wide so the shoulders fall and melt. Look down, move your head to move your neck. Move your head and neck to move the thoracic spine. And then suck the waist back, pull the tail up into your gaze as you dive over low. Make a C curve out of your body, feel that stretch. And then push through your heels, articulate all the way up. Arms at your side. We will use the TheraBand. One final thing, we're going to practice a little bit of the teaser prep here. So we're going to be centered on your mat pretty much. Band goes around the balls of the feet are together, and you can choke up on the band and then hold it tight. Right? So from sitting upright, perch on your sits bones, elbows back, maybe a little wide bend. And now look down and curl the tail to the gaze. So you're going to sit behind your sits bones onto the glutes and then a little bit back to on your sacrum, on the base of your sacrum. From there, the feet lift up. And for most women, toes at eye level is like a perfect balance. Right? The legs are knees bent, legs parallel, the lower leg parallel to the ground. So from this position, just extend the legs up. And then fold the knees, bringing the shins back to parallel. Take the legs up here. This is your teaser position. And you pull the legs in. Now you want to watch when you take the legs up, you don't want the back to flatten, because then you're going to be arching the spine instead of feeling it suction back into a flex spine. So if your hamstrings are really tight, maybe you wouldn't straighten your knees all the way. I think everyone here is fine, but I know I've had people sometimes, who are just new to stretching their back line. And sometimes when they straighten their legs, then they rock forward on their sits bones, they arch their back, and then it's a strain for the low back. So be sure you have sort of that scalloped low back as if there was a bowling ball sitting here below the navel, above the pubic bone, kind of rounding into that C curve through the low spine. All right, and then lower the heels, open the knees, hang your hip down left. Then come up, we're going to hit that position again. If it was a little too much for your sacrum, like maybe fold the mat over, or that would be sometimes for people who are like really like the bone is close to the surface here, we could take like a towel on one side and then on the other side, so they would have like a railroad track where they would be sitting on the towel, elevating their sits bones and their hips, and then there would be room for the spine to sink down in like a valley. So let's come back into that position where we were before, the bent knee teaser position, right? And you may want to pay out the band a little bit and pull the elbows in, pull the hand close to your chest in order to feel the tension on the band. Now we're going to curl the tail up and start to roll back. The feet reach away. So as you lower your spine down, you're pushing the legs further out and keeping the toes at eye level. So if you're going to go down and have the heels touch, tip of the legs touch, upright curl. And then come up, start to lift, elbows go wide, bend the knees as you pick them up. Keep your toes at your eye level as you pull your body all the way up to your balance point. And then we're doing it again. So we've done all these roll downs. This is like one of the final goals of doing the roll down is to be able to do your teaser and keep working into your spine. Roll it back, articulate it down. The heels touch when the tip of the blades touch. This time, lay your shoulders and back. Float the head up and the elbows upward curl. Scoop the belly down as you scoop the legs up and fold the knees in so there's not too much weight for your back. So that you're unable to keep that sort of scooped out position. All right, and then rest. Shake your hands out, get rid of the bend. Then we're gonna do one more thing. Hold here. Extend the legs up. We just did this. Extend the arms up. Teaser. Good job. All right, we're done for today. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for taking this ride today with me.